29-year-old Colin Baldassar has been arrested and charged with murdering and decapitating his 70-year-old mother, Laurie Collins. The incident occurred at around 2 a.m. on the 29th of June 2022, when a female neighbour heard screaming and a series of loud thumping noises emanating from Laurie's apartment, located at 1551 Northwest 195th Street in Shoreline, Washington. Laurie worked as a budgeting manager for Seattle Pacific University, and when she wasn't seen leaving for work that day, a concerned neighbour contacted the authorities to request a welfare check on her. The neighbour said there were ongoing issues between Laurie and her son. Laurie previously filed for a no-contact order against her son on the 6th of May this year, after a domestic violence incident. The deputies who were called to the home were made aware of the order. At around 9:20 a.m, officers arrived at Laurie's apartment. Colin answered the door and the officers said they need to talk to him. Colin immediately shut the door on them before emerging several minutes later, closing and locking the door behind him. While talking to the officers, Colin acknowledged that he was in violation of the court order and told the officers that his mother was at work, though he changed his story after they mentioned her car was at home. When questioned about the noises coming from the apartment in the early morning hours, he admitted to arguing with his mother and said they argued all the time. Colin did not want to let the deputies inside, and after officers tried unsuccessfully to make contact with Laurie on the phone, they forced her way into the premises. While searching the apartment, they found Laurie's decapitated body in the upstairs bedroom, and there's a baseball bat lying on the bed adjacent to where her body was found. As deputies arrested Colin, they noticed superficial self-inflicted wounds to his wrists, as well as cuts to his hands. Colin is held at the King County Jail, and on the 30th of June, a judge set his bond at $2 million. The university issued a statement saying Laurie had worked there for over 30 years. They said she was a treasured colleague who will be profoundly missed. On the 28th of June 2022, 25-year-old Quaran Allen was sentenced to life in prison for the 2019 beating and murder of his 2-month-old infant daughter, Elsie Cotman. Elsie died at 9:58 p.m. on the 28th of May 2019 at the Johns Hopkins Pediatric Hospital in Baltimore, Maryland. Quaran, who lived in the 3600 block of Gibbons Avenue in Baltimore, Maryland, initially told the investigators that his 4-year-old son had dropped Elsie while carrying her down the stairs on the 27th of May 2019, but the infant seemed unhurt. The next day, however, Quaran noticed that the baby was having difficulty breathing and was later found unresponsive, causing him to rush her to the hospital. Under later questioning, Quaran admitted to slipping on the stairs while holding on to the child, but did not seek medical help after he noticed her breathing was laboured. However, an autopsy found multiple signs of abuse, and the child died from blunt force trauma. It found that the child's injuries were not consistent with a fall, but a severe beating. Quaran will now spend the rest of his life in prison. 77-year-old Rebecca Marquino is behind bars after being accused of killing her husband after setting their home alight. The incident occurred at around 3:47 a.m. on the 25th of June 2022, when the fire department responded to a blaze at a residence located on the 5900 block of Amapola Drive in San Jose, California. The husband was reportedly rescued in an upstairs bedroom and was suffering from smoke inhalation. He died from injuries sustained in the fire and was pronounced dead at the hospital. The investigators believe that the victim's wife, Rebecca, intentionally started the fire. She was booked into the Santa Clara County Jail on arson and homicide charges and has been held without bail. The motive of the attack is unclear as the investigation into the matter continues. On the 28th of June 2022, 39-year-old vegan mother Sheila O'Leary of Florida was found guilty of murder and a string of child abuse charges in the 2019 death of her 18-month-old son Ezra O'Leary after only feeding him raw fruits, vegetables and breast milk. Her little boy passed away on the 27th of September 2019. Sheila and her husband Ryan O'Leary told police that Ezra followed a strict vegan diet which included breast milk. On the day of Ezra's passing, he weighed a mere 17 pounds, which was about 7 pounds below average, when his parents noticed he had stopped breathing. They said that the boy hadn't eaten for about a week prior to his death and was having trouble sleeping. An autopsy found that Ezra died of malnutrition complications. Sheila had previously received counselling for an older child named Lily when she failed to thrive. Prosecutors accused the mother of failing to seek proper medical care for her son when she realised he was ill. She chose to disregard his cries, Assistant Attorney Sarah Miller said during closing statements. She didn't need a scale to see his bones. She didn't need a scale to hear his cry. Maybe because their children were starving so much that the youngest child starved to death. Prosecutors added that the couple had been neglecting their 3 other children, who were under the age of 11 when Ezra died. Sheila was convicted of first-degree murder, aggravated child abuse, aggravated manslaughter, child abuse, and 2 counts of child neglect. Sheila's husband is scheduled to face trial on the same charges. Sheila faces sentencing on the 25th of July 2022.